Ladies and gentlemen, the end of the year is here, and with that comes the holidays, and that means it's time to buy some Nintendo Switch games, accessories, and consoles. This video will basically be a Nintendo Switch buying guide for the holidays in 2023, I guess. I don't know how to make this make sense, but I think you get the point. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Yes, this year has been fantastic for the Switch, and with that means there's been great games and consoles and accessories, and now it's time to buy some of that stuff. In this video, we're going to go over the best holiday gifts for the Switch. Pretty simple, right? Before we get started, if you could, please hit a like and subscribe. And down below is a link to Discord and Instagram. I'd love for you to be a part of the community, but let's get into this video. So how we're going to do this is we're going to go over everything you need this year. We're going to start with consoles, then we're going to go to accessories, then we're going to go to games. Makes sense, right? The first Switch console I think that is worth getting this year, at least in my opinion, is the new Super Smash Bros. Switch OLED. This comes with 3 months of Nintendo Switch Online membership, which is awesome because you get hundreds of games just with that, but it also comes with a copy of Super Smash Bros. So this is a great gift in itself, just this by itself. The next console I would recommend getting is this red Switch OLED. It's just a Switch OLED and it's all red, but it's really cool because it has these little Easter eggs on the back, like this little Mario right here, and then when you open it, it has some coins. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of the Switch OLEDs. I just think the red one stands out. I have the white one myself. Yeah, you can't go wrong with any of them, really. Probably the most popular one that came out this year is the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED, and this thing is quite nice. I didn't really like it that much at first. Maybe I was expecting something different, but it's grown on me over time. Like, the gold Joy-Cons are really cool. The dock is absolutely freaking beautiful. Yeah, the back just has these little patterns on the back, and the Joy-Cons have some stuff on the back, but this is probably the most popular one. So you're gonna definitely want to get this if you or someone you're getting this for is a fan of Zelda. Dude, every single day my camera is crooked. I've got to get a new ring light. These are really cool. This is the Switch Lite, so these do not have detachable Joy-Cons or detachable controllers. It's just like kind of like an old school Game Boy or something. This can play pretty much every Switch game, opposed to some of the stuff that needs like motion controls. But this is cool for fans of Animal Crossing. It has like little Animal Crossing designs on the back and on the front, but it also comes with a copy of Animal Crossing, and this is $200. So this is a great budget entry into Switch gaming. $200 for a console and a game, not a bad way to go. So if the person you're getting these gifts for, or yourself, whoever is getting this, if you're a more serious gamer or somebody who games a lot, you're probably going to want a better controller. Nintendo has one of the best controllers I've ever used in my entire life. Like, straight up. The Nintendo Switch Pro controller is the most comfortable and just perfect controller I've ever used. It has a very long battery life as well. I think the PS5 controller has like a 5-hour battery life. I think this thing has like 10 or 12 hours. It has rumble. You can use motion controls on this. It has this little thing to where you can like use amiibos with it if you're into that. And yeah, it is quite expensive though. That's the only thing I can't get behind is the price, but this controller is absolutely phenomenal. Now again, if the person you're buying this for is a fan of Zelda, well, they also released a Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom edition controller. This is just a Pro controller, but Tears of the Kingdom pattern. It is what it is. I don't think the design is that great. And look at the price, dude, $75. That's absolutely insane. This is more of like a collector's item at this point than people actually use it. So I have an alternative that I found for you. This is $75. What if we could slash that price in half and get a better looking controller? That's exactly what this controller is right here. This is a Zelda inspired Pro controller that does everything the other controller does and is only $35.99 and comes with a custom case. Look at this controller. It's absolutely beautiful. It has motion controls, it has rumble, it has the stuff for the amiibos, and it's only $35. I don't know what the exact name of this is, maybe IINE Switch controller, but this is on Amazon for $37 or $36. I even think right here, like in the Joy-Con area, it glows green, and I would much rather have this controller than the actual one that Nintendo released. It's half the price and it looks way better. So if you're like me, I have 2 young daughters and they love playing games with me. They each have their own Switch Lite, but sometimes we play together on a TV and they use my controller, but it just doesn't fit their hands correctly. Like, this is too big for a child. It just doesn't fit. It's too hard for them to reach all the buttons. This year, something has came out that is just so freaking cool, at least in my opinion. And that is these Nano Switch controllers. You can't tell from the picture, but these are smaller. and they're made for kids, and they're freaking adorable. They're so cute. They're wired. I wish you could see how small they are, but they're made for younger kids. Like, my daughter's 7. This would be absolutely perfect for her. I've seen them in person, I think at GameStop. So yeah, they're pretty cheap. They're like $25. These are absolutely must buys for any kid that's into gaming. They're just so cute and so convenient. But now that you have your console or your controllers, you're going to need some games, and this year has been absolutely freaking crazy for gaming. But before we get into all the games, let's go over to the main ones first. First, we're going to start with Pokemon games because Pokemon rules the world, right? So I'm on the Nintendo page just to show you these games. I'm not saying you have to buy these games from Nintendo because you can probably find them cheaper at Walmart, Target, Amazon, GameStop. I'm just using this simply to show you the games. But remember, they're probably cheaper other places. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, these are remakes of DS games. They're more like traditional Pokemon games. Like, they feel like they're from the older generations. They're not like 3D and open world and all that. And I kind of enjoy these myself a lot more. So if you have a fan of older Pokemon games, I would definitely pick these up. Detective Pikachu is what it is. If you ever seen the movie, then you know what you're getting into. These are super easy games. If you have a young child who's looking for something a little challenging, I would recommend this. If you're an adult who likes Pokemon games, this isn't the traditional Pokemon game, and they're not that engaging in my opinion. Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. Yes, these games were janky when they came out. They're probably still janky. I love these games. I beat it in like a week. I absolutely loved it. If somebody you know has Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, well, then you can buy them the DLC for that and give them a brand new adventure to play on in that same world. My favorite Pokemon games personally on the Switch are Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. These are remakes of Pokemon Yellow back on the Game Boy Color or the Game Boy. They're amazing. They're really polished. They're really fun. They're kind of like a one-of-one remake, but I absolutely love them. Pokemon and Sword and Shield were the previous generation. So if you have somebody who's saying they want the new Pokemon game for Christmas, they're probably not talking about Sword and Shield. There's like a 99% chance they're talking about Scarlet and Violet. So just make sure that's what they're looking for. And then one of the coolest Pokemon games that came out is Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is the earliest Pokemon game chronologically, and it tells the history and the lore of Pokemon and why you catch Pokemon. It was a really weird offset Pokemon game that just worked, and it has a lot of promise. So this is a great gift for any Pokemon fan who has not had a chance to play this. Now let's go over Zelda. If somebody you know is talking about wanting the new Zelda game for Switch, they're definitely talking about Tears of the Kingdom. This game dominated. It was the most important game to come out on Nintendo this year. Yeah, if somebody's saying they want the new Zelda game, they're talking about this. If they've never played a Zelda game and they're looking into it, Breath of the Wild is not a bad way to get into it. Link's Awakening, this game is phenomenal. This is a remake of a Game Boy game or Game Boy Color. I can never remember, but this is a great way to get into Zelda. These games are massive games that take a lot to get into. If somebody's looking to get into the franchise, Link's Awakening is the perfect way to get into it. There's also Skyward Sword. This is a remake of a Nintendo Wii game. This is the earliest Zelda game chronologically, so if they're trying to get into the lore and the history of it, this is the first Zelda game, like, in the history or whatever. And then quickly, we're going to go over some awesome games that you just need to pick up. Super Mario Wonder and Super Mario RPG. These are amazing. Both of these games. If you have a fan of Mario in the family, either way you cannot go wrong. Super Mario Wonder is the most groundbreaking Mario game probably of all time. If they could only pick up one Mario game for Christmas, I would have to pick up Super Mario Wonder. Pikmin 4, it's a quintessential Switch game. Metroid Prime Remastered, one of the best Switch games of all time. This is a first-person shooter, just so freaking amazing. If you have fans of RPGs, I would either get them Fire Emblem Engage or Octopath Traveler 2. Splatoon 3 is a really cool shooting game if you have younger audiences and you don't want them exposed to more violent themes. This is a game where you just fight each other with paint. Whoever can paint the most of the level wins. But it's still a shooting game and it's still really cool. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, a great, I think a DS remake. I would also highly recommend Mario & Rabbids Spark of Hope, Live Alive, Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak DLC. This is a game plus all the DLC. Bayonetta 3, Nier Automata, Disney Illusion Island. There's just so many great games on here. Another phenomenal Mario game that is my favorite Mario game on the Switch is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. This is 2 Mario games in one. It kind of works for all audiences, like it works for younger audiences and more grown-up audiences because there's some easy stuff and some hard stuff. And the game looks absolutely beautiful on the Switch. And then the most popular Mario game on the Switch is Super Mario Odyssey. If you're getting a Switch for the first time for somebody this year, Super Mario Odyssey is probably the first game I'd recommend you get anybody on the Switch. Luigi's Mansion 3 is also a phenomenal freaking game. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video helps just a little bit. If you have somebody interested in Nintendo Switch consoles or games or just the Switch in general, I hope this video kind of narrows down the most important stuff I would say to buy. But to be honest, there's just so much I left off this video. It's too much, dude. Seriously, so much you could get. And remember, I appreciate your support. This year wouldn't be nothing without you guys. And come and hang out on stream on Saturday night sometime. I would love for you guys to be a part of it right here on YouTube. But you guys know me, I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.